After Duke positions the Psi emitters on the central orbital platform above Tarsonis, the Zerg waste no time in overrunning the planet. Billions of them enter Confederate space, overwhelming any city or defensive outpost on Tarsonis within hours. Most of the planet's population is wiped out in only a couple of days. All industrial areas, residential zones, and even the capital, Tarsonis City. That's right, the capital of Tarsonis is Tarsonis. The place so nice, they named it twice. All these places are infested by the Zerg menace. But where the Zerg go, the Protoss follow. And soon a fleet of Protoss warships, presumably a scouting party for the massive fleet on the hunt for the Zerg, appear in space near the planet and set a course for the primary hive cluster on one of the orbital platforms. Mengsk fears that if the Zerg are harmed, then there is a chance that the Confederacy could survive.
If they engage the Zerg, the Confederates may escape.
Mengsk believes he cannot let this happen. He demands nothing less than absolute victory over the Confederacy. He tasks Kerrigan with two objectives for this mission: defeat the Protoss scouting party, and ensure that absolutely no Zerg structures are destroyed by the Protoss forces.
Commander, send Lieutenant Kerrigan with a strike force to engage the Protoss. Captain Rayner and General Duke will stay behind with the command ship.
First you sell out every person on this world to the Zerg. Then you ask us to go up against the Protoss. And you're gonna send Kerrigan down there with no backup?
I have absolute confidence in Kerrigan's ability to hold off the Protoss.
Rayner is furious. He's appalled that Mengsk is using the Zerg as a weapon, just as the Confederates did. And that now we're fighting the Protoss to protect the Zerg, of all things. Furthermore, Mengsk is sending Kerrigan in alone on this suicide mission with no backup.
This is bullshit. Kerrigan, are you reading this?
I heard. I'm going down there. Arcturus knows what he's doing.
Kerrigan tries to calm Rayner down. She still believes in Mengsk and has faith in his ideals. She will carry out this mission dutifully, as she has all others. Defeat is not an option.
I can't back out on him now.
Funny. I never thought of you as anyone's martyr.
As her strike force descends to the orbital platform and begins setting up a base, Rayner hails Kerrigan again.
Why are you doing this, Kerrigan? Look, I know about your past. I've heard the rumors. I know you were part of those experiments with the Zerg, that Mengsk came and saved you. But you don't owe him this. Hell, I saved your butt plenty of times.
He knows enough about her past to know that she feels indebted to Mengsk, but not at the cost of her own life. Rayner explains that he's saved her a few times himself, but would never dream of asking this of her. Kerrigan asks him to relax and reassures him that she's doing this for more than just Mengsk.
Jimmy, drop the knight in shining armor routine. It suits you sometimes, just not now. I don't need to be rescued. I know what I'm doing. The Protoss are coming to destroy the entire planet, not just the Zerg. I know that because, well, I just know it. I am a ghost, remember? Once we've dealt with the Protoss, we can do something about the Zerg. Arcturus will come around. I know he will.
The Protoss are coming to destroy the entire planet, not just the Zerg. If she can use her psychic abilities to connect with and understand both the Zerg and the Protoss, she could save the planet, and understand them both on a level we never have before. Reluctantly, Rayner gives her his blessing, and she begins her mission.
I hope you're right, darling. Good hunting.
This mission is fought on two fronts. To ensure the Zerg's survival, Kerrigan has placed her encampment directly between both of the alien forces. On one side of her base, the Zerg steam forth, as vicious as ever.
Your forces are under attack.
Stay cool, Commander. Remember the plan. The Zerg are to remain unharmed.
Our best option there is to maintain the defensive line, while on the other side we deal with the Protoss. In our first ever encounter with the species. A mystical, otherworldly alien race. Their technology is sufficiently advanced so as to be magic to us. What's more, their strength is undeniable, with just one of their zealots being a match for several Marines.
You want to reason
Thankfully, Kerrigan has been allowed access to the ultimate expression of Terran might, the battle cruiser.
Receiving transmission. Good day, Commander. Hailing frequencies open. Identify yourself. Shields up, weapons online. Not equipped with shields. Well then, buckle up. We are getting way behind schedule. I really have to go, number one.
These flying fortresses boast incredible defenses, as well as devastating weapons, capable of blowing both air and ground targets to smithereens. And they can use the Yamato gun for devastatingly long-range energy blasts. While they can only use one blast at a time before their energy needs to recharge, one Yamato blast is more than enough to deal with most foes.
Set a course.
This battle is unlike any we have ever faced before. There's not even a moment's peace, as we constantly need to keep reinforcing our defensive front while offensively marching forward with the other.
Give me something to shoot. You want a piece of me, boy?
The Protoss are fascinating. Their structures seem to be based on some sort of warp technology. Where the Zerg structures pulsate and bleed, and our own structures catch fire and explode, their structures seem to hum with energy and mystical tech. The first of the Protoss bases is razed to the ground after we overwhelm them with sheer numbers. They may be individually powerful, but this scouting party was not prepared for our kind of numbers. Plus, I'm sure they're surprised to see us protecting the abominable Zerg. We amass even more Marines for the next enemy base. We are not sure of the level of resistance in the final Protoss base, but it's safe to be prepared. And the Zerg seem to be not attacking as much now. Perhaps they are distracted with something. We begin our march into the second enemy base, and strangely the resistance is minimal. The base's defenses consisting mostly of photon cannons. There are a few zealots, but other than that, this base seems almost abandoned. And without much effort, we raise the second Protoss encampment to the ground and evict them from the orbital platform. But our victory is bittersweet. Once the Protoss are routed, almost as if they sensed their disappearance, the Zerg surged forth in numbers never before seen. Merciless and unceasing, they break upon our defensive perimeter and begin to shatter our lines. Kerrigan reaches out for immediate evac, but in vain. Mengsk has no plans of rescue.
Kerrigan, we've neutralized the Protoss, but there's a wave of Zerg advancing on this position. We need immediate evac.
Belay that order. We're moving out.
What? You're not just gonna leave us.
All ships prepare to move away from Tarsonis on my mark.
boys. How about that evac?
Damn you, Arcturus. Don't do this.
It's done. Helmsman, signal the fleet and take us out of orbit. Now!
Commander. Jim? What the hell's going on up there?